What's happening, party people? I'm about to get started doing some more work on pepper. In the meantime, here's the weekly update video about 5 days late. Started out in Cincinnati, man. Winter was still full force about a month ago. Snowed a couple inches. Couldn't do what I wanted to do there. Went out to Virginia, helped Cleve and another guy. And man, it was cold there too. Actually, replaced an alternator, and he said I left the battery terminals loose and the alternator terminal loose, which when you're working in the real cold, man, it's sometimes you got to pay extra attention. You trying to get stuff done and get out of the cold instead of focusing on what you do. So he got that tightened up. Good thing he found somebody to help him figure that out. He said his car stalled while he was driving. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch these videos. I did some snow removal, some car repairs, and hey, just taking it day by day. So hope you all enjoy the video. Excuse my raspy throat, getting over a cold here. Hope you're having a great week, and see you soon. Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you can click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Picked up a kerosene heater. We're going to take it apart to clean it up. And I just held that kind of horizontal, spread it open, took it off. I'm going to take these screws out, one on each side, and see if this cage will come apart. I unhooked them from the body. Yesterday it rained almost all day. Temperature got up to about, I don't know, 45 or so. Finally got all the snow melted away our area. This morning I woke up to let the dog out. 6 o'clock, it was still 40 degrees, raining just a little bit. Said the temperature was going to drop and it was supposed to rain till 2. It is 9:45. For those that don't know what that means, it is 9:45. Look like it has snowed an inch and a half here. I was going to work on the car today, even though it was going to be like 32. But sheesh, it's not supposed to get above freezing until Thursday. I'm sorry, let me correct that. Next Saturday. Today is Sunday. Man, I had to clean off, I guess, lemonade. That's the one that's running the best. This one's got a blown engine. This one's got blown airbags. This one's got a water pump leak. That one's got supposed to be a transmission and the timing belt bad. That one don't have no engine. Can we put an engine in it? And Panther has no first gear or third gear. So lemonade it is. And I gotta find a part for Panther today. I might head out to somebody's heated facility and fix that transmission today or tomorrow. So, still winter here in Ohio. Well, folks, here we are in probably the worst winter I've been in, man, in 20, 30 years. And I picked up this ice melt. So we're going to see how it works. I had some other ice melt I'm going to use as a shaker. So I'm going to pour this in there. And it looks like we received about 2 inches today. So let me give that a quick measure. Well, turned out 2.5 inches. So I'm gonna sprinkle this stuff down here because we need to go up and down the stairs and up and down this walkway and to the store. Look like the street is cleared out a little bit. My vehicle there is the only vehicle that has winter snow tires on it, so we'll be driving that. But let me go ahead and sprinkle this stuff out, show you how much I use, and show you how it works. I'm going to do the first half with this stuff, hopefully. And I imagine I probably should shovel first. So So I got a shovel there. I'm gonna push the snow off. Then I'm gonna sprinkle this down. I doubt it'll do any melting of all that snow. And then halfway down and down the stairs and on the sidewalk, I'm gonna use some other stuff I have in the basement. But I wanted to use this because it's pet friendly and we have a dog on the premises. Step 1, do your snow removal. Remember, this thing is ice melt. It is not snow removal. So I went up to our property line because it'd be nice if people walking past your property wouldn't have to deal with snow and ice. And I'm gonna try to put ice melt on all of that if I have enough. I'm gonna do my walk area first to the car, then I'll do my sidewalk, and then I'll do my neighbors. So my neighbors are almost elderly, so people generally will try to stop you from helping them, but they know they need the help, so they won't actually stop you. Some of them will offer to pay you as a decent thing to do if they're good people. Other than that, I just clean theirs off too. If I have enough ice melt, I'll ice melt their property. If they have some, their snow removal's already done. All they have to do is remove that. My neighbor here is on prosthetics, so I got a strip of his driveway done all the way up the back of his property, all the way back to his garage, where he can have at least one tire on pavement if the other set of tires are on snow. Okay, let's grab the ice melt and sprinkle it out here. Again, this is ice melter. It's not snow removal. Now, if you put this down on top of a 1/4 inch of snow, it may melt the snow too, but in general, it will not. Direction of use: 2 ounces per square yard. Shovel off resulting slush. Thick accumulation of ice may require additional applications. So you put this down. As it melts it, you shovel off the slush. But let me tell you something. If you remove your snow first, this stuff will be just fine. For best results, remove all loose snow and slush from the drive step walkway. Kindly melt is very effective in reducing ice and snow accumulations when applied just as the snow begins to fall. So if you put enough down, it'll melt the snow as it falls, but in the snowstorm, probably not. So let's go ahead and fill up our spreader jug. So here's my spreader, and I can just shake it out. You want to get enough on there to keep this melted so that you don't have accumulation of ice when this stuff starts melting. Just sprinkle it on there like they do your fries at McDonald's. Well seasoned. If you want to try to stop snow accumulation, you sprinkle a little more. But this should be about what you need to protect yourself from this freezing into ice and having a hard time getting up and down your walkway. I had enough ice melt to go from the back of that Camry all the way down in front of my cars, all the way up to the neighbor's door, and all the way up my stairs, and a little on my porch. So we should be good to go. I'm gonna stop by the store here in a little bit, see if they have some for sale. If so, I'll get some more. If not, I'll jump on to Amazon and order some more of the pet-friendly stuff. I was able to go into the settings and adjust my camera, my backup camera, so that it wasn't showing a reversed image. It also had an option to flip it upside down in case you mounted it the opposite direction. So it's a good feature. You could reverse it or flip it and reverse it. If you work it, then the work it. And don't flip it and reverse it. I spread enough ice melt to do the job the first time. It snowed another 1/2 inch. Totally blanketed all my work. So I threw some ice melt here and it melted that away real quick. I picked up some of this ice melt from Wally World. I'm gonna put it down. back down my sidewalk in front of my parkway, in front of my driveway, and down and up the neighbors. Shouldn't take much, but I'm gonna put it down just to hopefully stop this from freezing tonight. It's been about 10 minutes. I got it on the sidewalks, a little bit down there on the neighbors walkway. Put some down there in front of my car, so if somebody goes around that corner like a net, maybe they'll be able to stop before they hit my car. And I'm gonna call it a night. Hopefully there's enough of this stuff down to stop the flurries from accumulating and covering this up again. I just cleaned this car off so it could be driven in the wintertime. This is how cars should look. The hood, trunk, roof, all that stuff should not be covered with snow. It should be cleaned off. Anything less than that is just lazy. Here we go, folks. That thing ain't running right. Jason, and there's Matt. 13 degrees outside, wind chill of 1. Let's see if we can find something going on. After clearing several codes, the thing just doesn't want to idle right. My guess would be next part is a throttle position sensor, so I'm gonna get one of those and try to replace that in a couple days and go from there, because it is too cold out here right now. My hands are freezing. Pulled off and arrived at a state-of-the-art rest area, probably state sponsored. Very nice, totally modern. I've been at this place before, but this building wasn't here. Real fancy and passive lighting, big screen TVs, amenities, and we're looking good. State-of-the-art bathroom. If you need paper, there it is. The first section is soap, second section is water, is air, forced air. Nice. Meet that just made somebody's day. She went to the restroom in this awesome rest area, found a lady's wallet, and we were here long enough that the lady came and thanked her for finding her wallet and prayed for us. Woohoo! Woohoo! Kicking off the Tinker Day here in Virginia with Cleve's car. We having charging issues. I noticed it has the old style battery post thing on there. That's probably our issue. Battery is not clipped in properly, which is not a big deal. But then I noticed spring seats are blown out. And it has the IPD style. So we need to see if we can get a couple of spring seats. Both sides look blown out to me. You can just see the torn grommet in there. Let me grab the tool so you can see that thing spin around. Like the other one spins around. I could see that it was not sitting straight over the top of the strut band. And it just turns around and around. Let me test this battery. Battery is relatively new. Not quite 2 years old. Test it here. Looks like a cold cranking amps. Where you hiding at? Looks like a 630 cold cranking amps, but I'm not sure. Do. See if we can lift it up and out of here since the battery clip's not installed properly. I don't know, let's just dial it into the 650 and see what we get. We got 65 health, 0 charge. This thing is not gonna start this car, but let's try to start it anyway. Honey, see if you can start the car. I'm gonna do a charging test on it. In the door. She's gonna try to start the car, and we're gonna do the charging test. That's okay. Charge it at 14 volts. Loaded test. Increase it to 2,500 RPM. Push on the gas pedal, 2,500 RPM. Okay. All right, it's charging fine, so we're going to cut this battery cable end off and replace that, and that secure the first problem. Oil eater is worth more than just cleaning stuff. I just aired up this tire, sprayed around this rim. Everywhere you see a gather of bubbles is where this rim is leaking. It's leaking almost the whole way around. Let's flip it over and check the other side. And we got leaking there, leaking there, leaking there, leaking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 spots there. This rim is leaking pretty bad. I think the bead was broke on this tire. I'm gonna try to pump it up to 50 to lock in a new bead, and I'm gonna leak check it. I don't think 50 will damage the rim, but let's see if it goes up to 50. Kind of stuck at 2 PSI right now. It's been going up real slow. Finally caught. Up to 37 and pump it. Hope to get up to 50. Then I'm gonna leak check it, and then I'm gonna let the air out. Well, folks, we got a leak on the inside right there. So if this is 12 o'clock, your valve stem, that's about 6:33 or 6:35. And that's where it's leaking. Actually, it looks like the rim has a little bend in it there as well. So that'll need to be fixed. But that one's leaking the whole way around. Let me put this one back on, see how long it takes it to leak a PSI. I'll check it in 6 hours. I put this tire down to 34 PSI at 11:15 a.m. When you're dealing with leaks, I don't care what kind of leak it is. Transmission fluid leak, coolant leak, oil leak, air out of a tire leak. Your responsibility as the owner is to monitor that and to figure out how fast that leak is. So, check it every day, check it every 3 days, check it every 5 days, and check it every 10 miles, check it every 50 miles, check it every 100 miles, and find out how fast that's leaking to where you have to service it back up to where it needs to be. That way, when you take it to a mechanic to get fixed, you tell them, this tire right here leaks 2 PSI every 24 hours. You tell them, my oil is leaking a quart of oil every 600 miles, every 1,000 miles. That way, they know what they're dealing with. If you just say, hey, this leaks, fix it, they don't know how bad the leak is. Now, of course, you want no leakage. That's the goal. But let's face it, when you're dealing with something 20 years old, everything leaks. So your responsibility as the owner is to keep it within serviceable specs while it's leaking. And then when you get it fixed, you let them know how bad it's leaking. They'll tell you if that's something they can fix or not. So this tire at 11:15 had 34 PSI in it. This one had 32 PSI in it an hour ago. It's already down to 9 PSI. That's leaking too much. This thing is flat. Somebody knew something was going on with this battery because this is not original. That's been redone. Not the greatest job, but it's better than nothing. I'm gonna look in here, see if this looks like it's been overheated. And that does have some corrosion there, so that B cable probably should be replaced. I cut the end off. You can see, just chopped it off. I cut some of the rubber insulation off. I brushed it with a stainless steel brush to clean it up. I took that clamp off there so I could make sure I had a long enough reach up here. Now I'm gonna open that up, put that on here, attach that to it, and I should be good to go. Make no mistake, this is what the battery looks like afterwards. I got that secure. I got the wire down on there. I got the B cable over there. I got the ground wire hooked up. I got the battery clip in. The battery is tucked in, slid to the driver's side, and locked in with the battery clip. So we should be good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and test the battery one last time. Put this little duct in and take this thing for a test drive. Make sure we don't have any charging issues. I'm gonna use my scan gauge on my test drive. I got 64% on health, 100% charged. I just assumed this is a 650 Colt cranking amp battery, and I used his battery charger to charge this thing, and I put it in a repair mode. That's the one we used. So let's take this thing for a test drive with the scan gauge hooked up, make sure we don't have any issues, and we should be good to go. Kicking off the Tinker Day. Change the tire on that C70 and clean it off so the owner can take that to their appointment. Then I'm gonna get inside, do my video, have some coffee, and have a wonderful day here in Fredericksburg, Virginia. The new Continental Extreme Contact Sports Plus tire, the 33rd week of 2024. It's still inflated at 32 psi. Let's get this installed. And there it is, folks. The tire is on. Interesting thing, I checked it with my tire pressure gauge. It said 29. And when I put my Milwaukee air inflator on there, it said 32. So I think my tire pressure gauge is off in its old age. That thing's probably 40 years old. And it's cold out here, like 20 degrees. So maybe that has something to do with it. Anyway, I'm going to check the pressure on the other 3 and clean this car off. I'm done for now, but a very strange thing. I cannot find the battery that I took out of my air pump to put on the charger. Let me try to find that. Man, let me tell you, the hardest thing about doing work out here in the cold is getting started, because it is cold out here. I'm gonna pull the regulator off this alternator, see how bad it looks, and swap one on that came off of a good alternator, see if that fixes this no charging issue. After much struggle, I got this voltage regulator out, and man, one of those brushes wasn't even touching the alternator. It's so short. So let's grab the other one we had. This is the part number for this thing, if you're able to find somebody that'll sell you one. Let me brush it off so you can see it. So there it is, the part number for the voltage regulator on the Volvo 850 S70 alternator. So this is the one that failed. As you can see, one of the brushes doesn't even have a shiny part on it. This is the one that passed the test. My thoughts is, if this one is 100% wore down, or 100% mean failure, this one is already 75% worn down. Probably only have 25% life left on it. My guess is these brushes are twice as long as what you see here. And I don't know if that's a push in mark on that brush or not. So see that mark there? I wonder if that's where it pushes into when you install it, which means it's pushed in about 1/4 of an inch. With this vehicle being long-term keeper and those brushes being worn down, probably at least 70%, we're gonna go get a new alternator. Whoop, whoop. Now I got that alternator out. I promise you this is probably my personal best in getting an alternator out. Let me get this thing down to the store. It's got an $85 core on it. Get the new one up here, which has been tested and does work, and get this thing installed. Man, this V70 out here has a set of aftermarket jewels in them. Taking those, we're gonna check this at 60, see if it has the light Elizabeth needs. Amazing. And here's another S60 with the lights gone. Somebody did buy these new guide fins, but I can't get those out without breaking them. Man, these cars are in the junkyard. This one blew the airbags too, and it looked like it hit that fender over there. So these cars are real prone to blowing airbags with minor collisions on the passenger side. That's a shame. I'm out. We are at Red Robin, and I made a mistake and pulled my lava cap off and forgot to film it. Good hamburger place. And we got shrimp and a burger. Finally have a technique of putting this alternator in that works for me, probably record-breaking time. I've been at it now for about an hour and I got it in. Just need to drop the computer box in, put the turbo pipe back on and drop the computers in. We should be good to go. Got the alternator in. I've started it, let it idle for 5 minutes, and the volts was like 11.3. So I revved it up a few times. It finally went up to 13.8. Hopefully that did it. Record-breaking time on installing this alternator, but I think it needs to be driven a time or two to trigger the check engine light. When I first started it, it smoked like crazy. So we'll be back. We are here in, what's the name of this town? Germantown, Maryland. Man, every place I've ever been to where it's called Germantown, there ain't nothing but rich folks there. I try not to hang out in Germantown, but unfortunately we got an 850 here. It needs too much knick-knack stuff. The estimates to make it right are too high, and it has a manual which will keep another 850 on the road. So we're going to take out the manual stuff, maybe a few other parts, and get out of here. Let me get started. We got everything out. We're about to make it towable. So we're going to put a few things back together. Well, folks, we are done tearing that 850 apart, and we are out of here. If you made it this far, I trust that you found some information that was either useful or entertaining, so go ahead and hit the like button. And if you would like notification of future videos that I post, please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support. You can follow me on other social media apps by looking for @RobertDIY. Some form of that should bring up the other channels that I have on places like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and so forth. If for some reason you need some more personal help, go to my website at robertdiy.com and use the phone number that I have posted there to send me a text message, or you can email me. If you have questions or comments, please make a comment below. And if you'd like to make some kind of financial contribution to what I got going on here, go to my channel and hit the more link at the end of the introduction statement, and it'll show you different ways that you can support me financially. Again, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day.